Yo, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Vitamin 3 back at it again with a brand new video. Today, guys, I'm going to be doing something. As you guys can tell by the title of the video, I'm going to be talking a little bit about myself and who I truly am. And you're going to learn the truth about me and a lot of other things. So, yeah, if you're not interested, just go ahead and click off the video right now. I don't really give a fuck what you think, but, yeah. So, I have this thing, and this is something I've never really told anybody about, except for my real friends, which you probably will never know. I mean, like, let's just be honest. I'm a gamer. I'm from the internet. I do everything on the internet. I don't really have a fucking life, obviously. But yeah, that's what I want to talk about. I have something, a small case of this, and it's called bipolar depression. So basically, what this means is that I have, like, I get really sad and I get really happy and I can get really mad. So it's just basically mood swings that can make me super sad and make me feel a horrible way. And I'm speaking for myself about this. I'm not speaking about other people's depressions. I'm not judging people or anything like that. So, I mean, if you're offended by this, I don't know what else to tell you, but this doesn't include you in any sort of way. This is 100% me, not you. I know you have different case. I know other people have whatever. But let's not talk about them, because this is about me. Okay. So, my bipolar depression started around time I was about in intermediate school. Is when I first started seeing signs of it. And I had to, like, get counseling and stuff for my, like, the way I felt and stuff, I guess. I don't remember too much about my middle school life. I just know when I started going to, like, bigger public schools, I never really talked to anybody. I always kept to myself, and I always seemed, like, really sad or something like that. And that's a way I've always been my entire life, and I can't really describe it. Like, I can't really help the way I feel. But something that really made me, like, overcome this, like, sadness and all the time, like, alone. I was always alone, I was always lonely in the inside. I just felt like I was a nobody. And I still feel like that sometimes, but not, like, as often as I did, to say the least. So, the time I was in middle school, I made my first, like, I started making friends for the very first time. Like, I would never talk to anybody. I was so shy. And, like, my first friend, like, I ended up, like, playing video games with them, and then that's kind of like where I came out a little bit about it, but that's not really the important part either. It's kind of hard to get into detail about this certain kind of topic, but one thing you guys should know about me is that about my depression and stuff, I'm just really, like, around nights, I still get this to this day. I get really sad about myself, and I really think a lot about my future. And I just get really sad over stuff. I get suicidal thoughts. I just feel like I'm worthless to the world sometimes, and I feel like I don't belong to anybody. I just feel awful. I feel lonely on the inside, and I have my ways of coping for that, but I can't really help it. Like, right now, I may seem a little happy, but a lot of people that actually know me, like, deeply, and my personality, they know that I'm, like, more of a sad, dark person on the inside, and I can't really help that. But I'm gonna tell you guys a little bit about a story that happened this year. So I started dating. I got my first relationship ever. I was very happy about it. And one of these nights in my relationship, because I can just go from, like, really happy to really fucking sad in, like, a matter of seconds. So one night I came home after dropping my girlfriend off. I was really sad for some reason, because I was like, wow, I gotta go back home and just go back to my shitty job the next day and not get to see her. So I went home, and I was just saying stuff on the phone with her, and I kept telling her, I was like, I really wish I wasn't here. I wish I was gonna die and stuff like that. And this might sound a little bit crazy, but this is the honest to God truth, and I'm sorry if you think I'm a fucking psychopath, but I'm not. But yeah, I was telling her I was gonna kill myself and stuff, and I did attempt to do so, and I'm gonna admit to that right now. It was pretty fucked up night. I still remember it, and I never will forget about it. It's incredibly sad for some people, like who actually know me and stuff. But I was telling her this, and I started, like I was just, I don't know, I was cutting my neck with a knife, and I had like scars on my neck, and I just felt like I was gonna I was trying to stab myself and stuff, but I didn't really have the courage to do it, and so, I was like, choked myself out, and ended up like passing out because I was choking myself so hard, and then like she hung up the phone, my girlfriend did, and she called the police, and that's when it all kicked in. She thought I'd actually like killed myself, and she was crying and everything. She was freaking out, and I felt so bad because then that's when I woke up on the inside. I was like, holy shit, what did I just do with my life? I'm a fucking idiot for doing that. So I ran out to my car, and in about five, I was on the phone with her, and her mom was telling her to get off the phone with me. Like Brandon needs to solve his own problems. He doesn't need you right now. He needs to figure himself out before he goes insane and kills himself. And I look in my rearview mirror in my car, and I see six squad cars pull up, a fire truck, and an ambulance, all on my tiny ass road. And everyone's like, all my neighbors are freaking out. They're coming outside, and the cops are looking for me. My heart was racing. I was in shock. I just couldn't move. And then they finally came out to my car, told me to come inside the house, and asked me what I did, and they were checking me out and stuff. And I ended up getting transported to a hospital. It was really sad and emotional. I started tearing up at that point. I was freaking out. I was so in shock. It was only because I was like freaking out because they're like, we gotta go to the hospital, and I was like, he's like, put your hands behind your back and get on the ground. I was like, oh fuck. And so I mean, like, that was the first time being in handcuffs. I mean, it's not kind of funny, it's kind of fucked up, but it was really weird. So I was just sitting in the car like this, and they transported me to a hospital and put me on a thing called immediate detention, and they put like suicide blankets on me, and I was pretty much trapped in a room. They took all my belongings away. They had like two sheriffs watching over me, and they kept checking on me and stuff, and I was, and that, like, my mood, I went from, like, really sad to, like, really pissed off now. Like, at this point, I was telling the sheriff, I was like, dude, fuck you, leave me alone. I was getting an attitude with him, and he was like, he wasn't having it, and I probably shouldn't have done that. But, I had, later on that night, I stayed on there from, like, 7, or no, it was, like, 8 p.m. to, like, 4 in the morning, and I had to work the next day at 11. It was, but during that night, I did have to talk to a counselor about what happened and all that. And, that's something, like, that's the farthest I've ever went with my depression. Because, I don't talk to anybody, like, in person. I'm more of, like, a keep to myself, shy kind of person. And that's the honest to God truth about me. I feel like I should share that story with some of you. Because, suicide is never worth it in any sort of scenario possible. I made a huge mistake that could have costed me my life. But I'm thankfully God let me stay here, and I'm still here to this day, and I'm doing a lot better. I've seek counseling, and I've got a lot of help, and like, I still get sad like at nights and stuff, and I could just easily cry. I'm so fragile. Like, people say some fucked up shit to me, like when I play video games, and honestly, I take that people like really do affect me when they say that to me, and I get really angry if someone says the wrong thing to me. Because, I hate being harassed. Like, there's nothing worse than that. And a lot of people think that I'm the one who causes it. But in reality, if you say something, like, really, like, mean to me, I'll take it to heart. I hold grudges forever, man. And I'll never forget about these things because it's clear in my mind. And there's times where I'll freak out on people. I will tell them to I'll say some really fucked up shit. I'll be like, dude, how about you just fucking do some, yeah. I'm not even going to go into detail because it's pretty fucked up. I call some people some pretty awful names when you work me up like that, man. I'm telling you, it's not pretty, and I can't help it. It's the way it's the way you have to approach me. You can't just, like, be an asshole. I hate assholes, man. Just, like, don't be an asshole to me. I don't understand why you got to be like that. Because the people that actually know me would never do that kind of thing to me, because they know it would take me way too far to a point where I'm like ready to fucking like fight you or like stab you or something like that. Crazy shit. No, but I wouldn't actually do that. No, in all reality. But for the most part, that's all I really got to say about my depression. I can't really like describe it because I just feel like a certain kind of way of sadness that nobody can really understand or relate to unless you're some kind of psychiatrist. excuse me, or counselor. Dunkin' Donuts, man. But anyways, guys, if you did enjoy this short little truthful video about me, please leave a thumbs up. It really shows support to my channel. And if you're new here today, make sure you leave a subscribe. Really appreciate it. And it's been your boy Vitamin 3. And I'll see you guys later. Have a nice rest of your day.
Peter Pan, that's what they call me. Promise that you'll never be lonely. Peter Pan, that's what they call me. Promise that you'll never be lonely. Peter Pan, that's what they call me. Promise that you